Welcome to the Basic Electrical Circuit series. In this video, we're diving into motor control basics, focusing on the direct online or DOL starter system, one of the simplest and most widely used motor control circuits in the industry. This is a direct online or DOL starter circuit, the simplest and most widely used method for starting induction motors. The three-phase power supply enters the system through a protective circuit breaker, then flows to the magnetic contactor. From the contactor, the line continues through the overload relay and finally reaches the electric motor. On the front of the contactor, you'll notice two wire terminals labeled A1 and A2. These are the coil terminals. When a control signal output voltage is applied across A1 and A2, the coil energizes, pulling in the contactor to close the main power circuit. In the upcoming slides, remember this key point. The signal we'll refer to as S1 output corresponds to the activation of this magnetic contactor. It's this S1 output that energizes the coil via terminals A1 and A2 as illustrated here. The pressure tank switch pilot device, as shown, determines when the motor is energized and de-energized by energizing and de-energizing the control coil. When the pilot device is open, the control circuit power cannot pass on to energize control coil S1 and start the motor. When the pilot device closes, control coil S1 will energize if the overload unit contacts also are closed, which then will energize the motor. This is a handoff auto or HOA control circuit. It uses a three-position selector switch to give manual, off, or automatic control of the motor. In the hand position, the motor runs manually, bypassing the pressure switch. In off, the circuit is open and the motor won't run. In auto, the motor is controlled by the pressure switch or other pilot device, starting and stopping as needed. This circuit uses a single start and stop push button to control motor. Pressing the start button energizes coil S1, which also closes a holding contact to keep the circuit on even after the button is released. Pressing the stop button breaks the circuit, de-energizing the coil and stopping the motor. The system stays off until the start button is pressed again. This circuit uses two push-button stations to control one motor. All stop buttons are wired in series. Pressing any stop will shut off the motor. All start buttons, along with the contactors holding contact, are wired in parallel. That means pressing any start button will energize the coil, and the holding contact keeps the motor running until a stop button is pressed. And that wraps up part 1 of our DOL Motor Control Basics series. In this episode, we covered the foundation, simple but powerful circuits that are essential in every industrial control setup. But this is just the beginning. In part 2, we'll dive into more advanced circuits, adding complexity, interlocks, and safety features that bring real-world motor control to life. If you're serious about mastering DOL systems, you won't want to miss it. So stay tuned to Tech J's video notebook, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Got questions or suggestions? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and see you in part 2.